You have to answer for this nerd podcast mafia, Dave. You fingered our podcast to be associated with Dork of All Trades and Geek Yogurt?
Ben, you got it all wrong.
Ah, that little farce you played with old Johnny. You think that'll fool the beard?
It's innocent. I swear on our podcast.
Sit down.
Please, the Nerd Podcast Mafia. They're good people. A respectable group of like-minded podcasts that support and promote each other. I listen to So Wizard and Fans on Patrol all the time, and there are a number of other great podcasts in the mix. Just check them out at nerdpodcastmafia.com for yourself.
You make me an offer I cannot refuse.
Thank you. Now leave the cape. Take a cannoli.
Welcome to the continued podcast adventures of three opinionated guys with mics and too much free time. Strong enough to stop a speeding movie rumor. More powerful than a bad comic book event. Able to waste hours of time asking stupid questions to people who have better things to do. It's Dave, Ben, and John. It's Superhero Speak.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Superhero Speak, and I'm your host Dave.
And John.
And we are here now with another great bonus episode for you. Right, John?
Yes.
that pause, you
Yep.
seem afraid, you seem scared, you seem...
I was. This is a reflection of what I had to go through to get these interviews. And jeez. I'm telling you.
Are you unsure of your place in the world? Is that what I'm hearing here?
Well, I've always been unsure of my place in the world. I mean, you can't be as geeky as I am without questioning your role in society. Seriously.
Oh, well, that's true. And I like butter on my roll, so yeah, it's always a problem. Yes. So this will be our last episode from the Great Philadelphia Comic Con. We've got three last but great interviews for you. And again, two of them conducted by our boy in the field, our lovely man about town, Mr. John O'Grady.
I tripped and spilled coffee on pants. That's how I got these. And let me say, it was accidental.
Yes, yeah.
And no, you didn't hear air quotes there.
You can't hear air quotes, you know?
I say you can, because you knew that I said that with air quotes. No, I didn't. You thought I did.
So this first interview, this was the one that, after you got Maria Sirtis.
Oh my God. Marina Sirtis, thank you.
Oh, there's an N in her name, okay. But I got the last name right this time.
That's the sound of a million geeks crying out in pain and then calling for your head.
They're not crying out in pain. They're not calling for my head.
Okay, cringing in pain.
There you go.
One of those.
You also got this interview. This is a man who has been in the nerd sphere for a very long time, going all the way back to the 1980s, and starred in a little movie that was an experimental movie from Disney Pictures. They created a world within a computer and what it would be like to live in there in this artificial reality.
Yep, we're talking about Mainframe, the very first animated series using computer-generated graphics.
This is before Mainframe, I think.
Oh, yeah, it actually was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
No, we're talking about Tron himself.
Yep.
See if I can say the name right.
Oh, God.
Bruce Boxleitner, of course.
Thank you.
And he, not only did he play Tron, he was in Babylon 5, which...
As John Sheridan.
Yes. What else has he done, John?
A lot of voice work for some of the Babylon, let's see, Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of voice work for the Tron video games. He's been in a couple of TV movies. I'm sure you've seen him in several things. Let's see, Commander-in-Chief. He was in, a miniseries called Young Blades in 2005. Lately, he's been on Cedar Cove. He was on 2 episodes of NCIS. And he's in a TV series called Fly, which I have no idea what it's about. Because, as Mira Furlan would say, you should do research before you do these things. Actually, not as she would say, as she did say, but you know how we are with research. So
well, you're forgetting some of the big ones. I mean, Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Come on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which he apparently loved being on that show. He talked about it a lot.
All right.
And it was I gotta say I'm old, but that was a while ago that show was on, and I remember seeing a couple episodes, but I barely remember what it was. I barely remember much of anything about plot, just that Scarecrow and Mrs. King. So, the show was on between 1983 and 87. So if you're going to want to find copies of it, you're going to have to hit the dark net.
Maybe.
Well, maybe actually you might get lucky on, Netflix, or probably not Vudu, but Hulu possibly.
Yeah. Or YouTube. It could be very well on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. YouTube Red. Right. Well, they're still building that out, but who knows?
But yeah, I mean, he was on Hawaii Five-0 back in the day. He was on Chuck, one of my wife's favorite shows. He was on Heroes. So,
Yeah, Chuck. Oh, cool.
And, apparently he was on a show called Tron Uprising. I didn't even know existed.
You didn't know about that?
No. Hold on a second.
It's a prequel to the second movie.
Oh. Now I have to go back and watch it.
Oh, you definitely do. It was actually very good.
All right. Well, then I will need to go back and watch it.
Yes. Now, while he goes and watches that...
While I go and watch that, everyone here, enjoy our good friend John interviewing Bruce Boxleitner. Here we go.
3 projects. Otherwise, they don't sell. The Westerns don't sell, and unfortunately, but I bring everything just in case. Somebody might say, well, I like this and this genre, and I'll go, well, I just happen to have something. Why would you like that?
Even with Westworld out now, the Westerns aren't...
No.
They haven't come back yet?
No, not that they haven't come back. It's just, I haven't done any recently, so that's what I'm saying. It's not selling for me. I got all my past ones, pictures from my past ones.
Okay.
But anyway, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, just about anything. This is John O'Grady. I'm from SuperheroSpeak.com, and I'm sitting with Bruce Boxleitner, who any geek should know.
Any geek should know.
Just about anything. I mean, think between Tron and Babylon 5.
Yeah.
And...
Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Oh, yeah, Scarecrow. That's right.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King, which was actually my biggest success. That was the most successful series I ever did. So.
Most successful how?
Well, it was primetime television, major network. Babylon 5 was not popular. It was geek popular, but it was mainstream was not, because it didn't show anywhere. It showed on late nights, early mornings. I'm talking about primetime television. And that was back in the studio days too. So.
And I remember they kept moving it around towards the end, like they weren't even sure they would get a fixed season.
What, Babylon 5?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know that they moved it around. They could have. We had UPN 13 or something like that. But it was always on, cable did not have any of the prestige it has now. Now it's totally, taken over the networks mostly on television. And they're the only ones that get big Emmys and stuff like that. HBO changed that all around. But cable was still very loose-knit. And Babylon 5 was on this, in fact, I don't even know what it was on. It was some parts of the country. It was on at 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it was 5 in the afternoon. There was no consistent thing. And to get an audience, you really need to have where they knew to, form a habit to go there and watch. But nevertheless, it still caught on to a significant amount of people, and it was a cult hit for a long, long time. I'm measuring it in the business, in show business and period. The Scarecrow was far more popular. It had many more eyes on the weekly episodes,
So was that the most fun that you had? I mean, which one was the one that you liked working on the best?
Well, I don't know. I always answer this question. It's like asking who's your favorite child. I don't have them. They all had something that I loved, and certainly. What are you looking for, baby? Oh,
good.
Your purse and everything's right here.
This is NPR audio, so it doesn't matter if you interrupt us or not.
Right here.
You guys are still setting up.
Oh, I was looking for my purse.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I distracted you.
Yeah. And you just totally ruined the program, sweetheart.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes, completely gone, completely ruined.
Divorce.
If he didn't say it's okay, I'll let you know. As long as you're able to
You know,
stop
honey,
it.
do you think there's anything, do they have any kind of venue like tea or coffee or hot tea?
I'll get you
Hot tea. Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot today. Anyway, we'll go back. That's just real life interjecting. This is what the con life is, you know. We just got back from Telford, United Kingdom, Telford, England, and we were there about 4 days ago now. We just got back in time to come back to L.A., do laundry, and turn around. We had 1 day in between, and then turn around and make the plane to come here to the Philly Con. So,
you're doing a lot of cons now, it sounds like.
yeah, suddenly there's an interest. I had a little down period there, which was fine. Comes and goes like this, by the way. And then some promoters. And I've got a great promoter, Zach McGinnis, Galactic Productions, and he's got me out there. He's got 20-some clients at this convention, so he's doing well. Anyway, about those shows, I mean, I basically sell photos and signed photos from the science fiction and that type of thing.
Well,
Seems
I mean,
to sell more here. You know.
well, yeah. This is like, it's a Comic-Con, so,
It is a Comic-Con,
you know,
yeah.
people like me.
Comic book type. I guess Bring 'Em Back Alive was kind of, it was one season, but it was kind of a comic, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark type of thing. So, but no, Tron and sci-fi, and what I'm proud about those projects is they were really science fiction. I'm not comics to me aren't sci-fi. I mean, it's serious science fiction with serious ideas and visions, you know. Whereas Marvel is bang, boom, we know the story already. It's all wonderful, but the good guy's they're gonna pummel each other at the very end, and then the good guy wins, you know. And it's good.
Well, considering like the writing on those shows, I mean, like J. Michael Straczynski for Babylon 5, that was
serious. But yet he does write comic books too.
Oh yeah.
So he just shot my argument right out of the water there. But no, he does. He would argue with me about that. But you know.
But you're right. I mean,
I love Superman. I love Batman. I love those guys, and they are different than the day I grew up with George Reeves and Adam West. But yeah, I guess there's more to it. But it's still about the spectacle, you know, and superpowers. Whereas Babylon 5 was a television show, and it was like a space opera. It had multiple storylines and character development and all those things that you really don't do in superhero movies. You already know the guy, you know, pretty much. And of course there'll be people that argue me into the ground over it, but that's just how I feel, you know. I'm maybe a little more old school about it.
well,
I love comics, don't get me wrong. I love the Marvel. I do. I love them for what they do, you know.
Oh, it's, you know, everybody's got their thing. I mean, I'm a DC guy, and my on the show,
Marvel or DC, yeah.
my show, on the show on Super Speak, I am the chief DC apologist right now.
Okay.
Because between the movies, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta know who's winning, right? There's
Yeah,
point.
I guess there is a contest.
But you know,
Who's Avengers? Is that DC?
yeah, that's Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and they're doing.
Well,
But-
you know, they're at Tron's old home world was Disney,
Yeah.
and Disney knows how to do it. I mean, they've got the Star Wars franchise now and the Marvel franchise. So
Did you know when you were doing Tron? I mean, I know it was one of the first movies to use computer generated graphics. I mean, it really kind of started. Oh, yeah.
people don't realize that. They think it was all done that way. It was done all old school, hand painted cells.
Yeah, each one, right?
Yeah, each one individual cell, hand painted. Over in Taiwan, some of it was done. But I think it was like 20-some minutes. I'm not sure the exact amount of the movie actually has CG. But it was a start, you know. And now we live in it completely, and I think sometimes too much now. I actually look forward to seeing actual stunt work done, because those were my favorite people when I was coming up in the business, were the stunt guys and gals. And it's an art form that is increasingly diminished, I think, because we can do those things now cheaply and also with less danger. But that's what's kind of exciting when you actually see something now. You go, oh my God, this is, the object of the stunt people was to make it look like it's risky and dangerous. But they actually know what the hell they're doing, and great pros, and always looked out for the actors, Well,
and even today, with CGI, you can see when you can still tell that it's CGI in certain cases if you see like a body fly back and it's not a real person.
Yeah, but we can also create worlds today that were so difficult to do. They did it back in the day, back a while ago, but a lot of matte paintings and things like that, and modeling. If you'll notice, Star Wars, the original Star Wars, first three were all models, floating on wires and things,
What about Tron? Was that like?
Tron, the original?
Yeah, the original.
No, that was all. It would. What wasn't animated was us. That's what was the combination of live action with this animation in the background, and that we were in. So it was a bizarre movie to do. People always ask me. I said, "What was exciting about it?" And I originally was reluctant to be in it. It was the presence of Jeff Bridges that swung me to it. I was so not into that kind of thing. Well, we didn't know what computers were. Nobody had computers. So the language was weird. When I first read the script, I was in Arizona doing a Western. And so it couldn't be more far from where I was in many ways. And when I got back to L.A., it was in Tucson, and when I got back to Los Angeles, and went and met over at Disney Studios, found out Jeff was doing it, was headlining it. I was a big admirer of him, of his work, and it seemed like a very unusual, well, if he can do it, I mean, this is a guy who did The Last Picture Show and all these really nitty-gritty acting movies, and he was going to do this thing at Disney, and I love him. I mean,
he still does nitty-gritty.
We're going to see him perform at a place near a club where I live, called the Canyon Club. He's appearing there on the night of the 15th, so we'll be seeing the dude again. Hi, thank you, sweetie. What is this? This is
It's black tea.
okay.
That's all they had.
I need the caffeine.
Oh, you're a tea drinker like me. Okay.
Yeah, I am now.
No, is the black tea a problem? Is it you were looking for a red or a white
Green
or
tea.
a green? Okay.
Green tea, yeah. It's better for you.
Oolong or a matcha,
Yeah. No, I've turned into a tea drinker. My wife here has made me into one because coffee doesn't agree with me too well anymore. Caffeine.
Yeah, I get
After
that.
drinking about a pot a day for 40 years, I mean, that's probably be done with it. But Tron, we had a lot of coffee because we needed the caffeine to stay
Long hours.
up. Yeah, because it required really long hours. I read a lot of novels, we had a lot of downtime in between shots, which, that's a big difference between television, which I prefer, because it's more immediate. I just did a NCIS 3 weeks ago, and it was on this last Tuesday night. So that's how fast. You wait a year for movies to come out, And
But when you're doing a series on TV, how the hours compare between that and doing a movie?
It used to be long hours, not necessarily. We were always out by 7:30 at night, 8 o'clock maybe. Scarecrow and Miss King, we had some very long hours. Friday night could go into the next morning. Yeah.
Is that because of reshoots, or is just
Just trying to pack it all into a 7-day shooting schedule. Sometimes the scripts are a little heavier than others. That's television, though. It's the hardest work in all of show business. Hour-long drama. But also, when you had today, it's more ensemble-driven. So it's less wear and tear on you. It was Kate Jackson and I and a smaller surrounding cast, but we basically had to do it all. And I always had fight scenes I had to choreograph and things like that. And, so it was. Different time, though, was the 80s. We did it a different way now. Now we have more, like I said, actually Babylon 5 fits into more today's type of programming. Big ensemble, which we've lost 5 or 6 guys already. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. All young men. We've lost six
The
dead.
one that played
Jakar, Richard Biggs, Andreas Katsoulis, Jerry Doyle just died a few months ago. That killed me because he was like my best buddy. And Michael O'Hare, I've replaced, and so on. So it's kind of like this curse of Babylon 5. I don't know why. I mean, the only thing I can liken to is the original Star Trek, but they were all elders when they died, so they weren't young. Ricky was 43 and Andreas 57. Jerry had just turned 60. I mean, it's not Jeff Conaway. So I just was with Claudia Christian in England on that, and we were talking about that. She said, well, none of the women have died yet. I said, yet. Keep it up, sister. Anyway, no.
Yeah, it was kind of a shame when she left the show.
It was.
Because,
many years ago now, though. What does it matter?
And that was one of the things.
Mira's going to be here tomorrow. Mira Furlan.
Yeah, right next to you, too. You guys will have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we will. Haven't seen her in a while. So.
But the writing on that show made it seem like, Straczynski has a lot of inside jokes, and it makes it seem like you guys are having fun. Was it like
having
that?
fun? There's Supergirl, my God. Hello.
I am a big fan.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in the process?
Yeah, real quick, but 5 minutes.
We're joined by Supergirl.
Supergirl just flew in. And very smart looking. What is it? It looks like you're actually doing this show. Are you?
I made it.
You made this?
Yeah.
Rena, she made this. It's my wife, don't say. That's really... No, it looks like it's like authentic. I mean, it's the deal, a real deal. So, what can I do to help you with, though? Why don't you take a look around and see what you can see? I mainly have Tron and Babylon 5 of what I have. Excellent. You know, we have some signed ones here that were... Claudia and I were just in England last week doing one there. She signed one as well. So, Claudia... Well, thank you so much. Thank you. This is kind of real life going on here, you know. Is that okay?
And this is the way it is at cons, you know.
This is the so. Which one would you like, and I'll let it go.
I have this one, and then I have a selfie one as well.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, take it.
Let's incorporate
Good.
this in. You don't mind? Supergirl. You like that usually? Is that so? It is. I haven't seen Supergirl, so is that show still going?
This show's
You'd
still
be
going.
much better.
Thank you.
There you go.
So yeah, my Supergirl costume's actually not from the TV show. It's
No,
sort of just one that I made based on the
Well, I'll tell you
comics.
what. It probably looks like more probably from the vintage comics.
Yeah,
The,
exactly.
The texture on the S is like.
Yeah, it's kind of Man of Steel-ish.
that sells it really
Yeah.
a lot. But the skirt, that would have been like 1950s and 60s.
Yeah. And then my
Because the girls always had to have kind of a dress on, you know, even Superwoman.
Remember that from Star Trek?
Yes,
Or,
and look at the cape. That's
yeah,
cool.
Star Trek.
Wow. You know, you made it out of great material.
Thanks. Yeah,
Real,
it's very light.
didn't she, honey? It's light, but it looks like it's sturdy as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like something you bought at one of those costume stores. It has. Okay, let me see if this puppy works here. It does. And to whom?
Monica.
Monica, okay. First one of the day.
All right.
Yes. So you live here in the Philly area?
Yeah, around here. I live in Reading.
Ah.
Yeah. Did you have to come far to be here?
Huh? We came from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Night before. Was it last night we got in? Yesterday we got in. And what else? Did you want another one too?
Sure, yeah.
No, you said, wasn't there one more?
This and a selfie.
Oh, and a selfie. That's fine. Okay. So what are we charging for selfies? What are we doing?
It looks like autograph and selfie combo is $60.
Okay, you got it.
$60.
All righty.
Your handler's not here yet.
No, so honey, would you come in and work?
Do we know who your handler is?
I don't have one. Maybe You are in my life. So. And we'll do a selfie here. Let me step around.
Yep.
60. Okay.
Maybe Marina's a good
Good
photographer.
thing she doesn't need change.
Well, yeah.
Do you want it sideways or?
Either way is fine.
There we go.
Let me make it so it's not on selfie mode.
There we go.
What do I press? I
You
press
have
the actual camera.
Social media expert, she has to have.
I press
so
the
yes.
camera. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I think I hit that, and then I'll do it.
This is really cool. It's a selfie with Bruce Boxleitner and Supergirl.
It's not an iPhone.
I know.
Sorry. It's
Wow, I
alien
didn't-
No, it's fine.
equipment.
Your photos are probably
She made
much
this
better
whole
than
outfit,
iPhone
honey?
photos.
And
Yeah,
it's
this
like
camera.
it's like the real
You
comic
made
book.
it this afternoon?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. I thought that's what you said.
Oh my God, we're like in a different universe here.
I made it like about 2 years ago, so
It does. Doesn't it look like it's like authentic?
and it holds up pretty well too.
I'm gonna get a chance to talk to you eventually. I'm actually one of the directors who's running the costume festival, but I'm also a big fan, huge Babylon 5 fan.
Good.
Of Sheridan. So
Right.
I wanted to get a chance to. I met you real briefly at New York Comic Con.
Okay.
We were both in
God,
passing.
that was a mother.
I know, I
Yeah.
remember. But definitely later on, once everything settles down and I put out enough fires before we come Infernos, get a chance to get a picture with you and get
You
a chance
bet.
to talk to you.
No
But
problem.
It's definitely
No
a pleasure
problem.
finally
All
get
right.
a chance to meet you and all. But we'll
Okay.
definitely talk
What
soon.
is your name again?
Eric, but everybody
Eric.
calls me Smoke.
Wait, what is it?
Everybody calls me Eric, but everybody calls me Smoke. That's my professional name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually
Well-
over here.
It looks like you're getting busy here,
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, should I ask?
It will get very busy here.
Yeah,
which is good for you.
What else? You want?
Well, the only thing I
We
want.
don't have to stop. We don't have to stop.
Well, the only other thing I wanted to know, because you are getting a line here, is that do you have anything coming up? Are you working? doing anything?
No, nothing right now. I'm doing this and got a lot of conventions going on. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you guys go ahead and
All right.
have fun, and thank you very much for your time. I really
All right.
appreciate it.
I hope we got something out of that.
Oh, I got plenty. It's with
Okay.
you.
Did you?
All right.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Put these seats here. Let's get.
So you didn't ask him what it was like to be a computer program.
You know, I may be like the very base, most inept type of interviewer, but even I'm not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And it was very kind of him to take the time to do this interview. I caught him early on Friday when he had already, I guess there weren't a whole lot of people in the con yet, so there wasn't a line at the time. He was there getting things ready, putting out all of his shots for people to for him to sign and people to buy. He was there with his lovely wife, who was very kind, and you can hear her in part of the interview telling me that I'm very patient, which is very nice of her, because when you're interviewing these people and you're at a convention and you're on the floor, you make allowances, and I've decided to go the NPR route, where if somebody comes to buy something from them, I'm not going to sit in between them and get angry, because he's there to make money.
Right.
So, you step back, you let him talk to his fan, because that's what the fans are there for. And, God forbid you get between them and their stars. And, you let things happen. And sometimes you hear some really good things. We had that on the interview with Peter David.
Yes.
So, it's nice to see the celebrities that really care about the fans and love meeting them. And I think he really did. He really appreciated them.
Right. Unlike you. I mean,
I don't have any fans.
Oh, yes, you do.
I've got an air conditioner in the car, but
John, I'm your biggest fan.
that is.
But what makes this episode even more exciting, John? This episode of Superhero Speak that we're in right now?
I don't know if I can take any more excitement.
It's a mini Babylon 5 reunion right within a little episode of Superhero Speak.
Great. Now, so to be, to be honest, Bruce Boxleitner, his booth was right next to Mira Furlan's, which was really cool for them, I'm sure, because, they could just shoot the shit while they're dealing with the fans, and it must have been fun. And according to both of them, the casts were, I don't know, it was like Marina Sirtis said, it's like one of those lightning in a bottle things. Mm-hmm. You just get a cast that gels, and I think they did pretty good even after the show Babylon 5 moved from, I forget where it was. It was on, it moved to Sci-Fi at the end. For 1 year, it was in another place, right? Another network, and they even lost some of the cast because it had been so long. Them trying to get the last season out, get somebody to pick it up, and even then, I think they were still they still had a great time, and you can tell from their performances. But to go back to Mira Furlan. Yes, her accent really is that thick. She's a very nice lady. She put up with me. That should tell you how high her tolerance is. And I got a few minutes to ask her a few questions, which was very lucky.
Yes, I will say, yeah. I mean, she was so let's pull back the curtain a little bit. On the show, we've been to these cons. We've asked a lot of people for interviews, and sometimes people just say no, and it's fun.
Most of the time they're good though. Most of the time they're fine, or they tell us to come back, and we've gotten very lucky with that.
Well, I'm gonna say some people tell you to come back. She said, she couldn't do it because we went first thing in the morning. She's like, I can't do it right now, but. Maybe later when I'm taking a break, we can do it,
Yeah.
And she actually took down your number and actually called us when she was on a break and was able to had some time to do it. So, I mean, it's like, And
it was nice because the handler, was somebody that I had met, last time we were at the Philicon. She remembered me, which is cool. And so she made sure that we got in, which was also very cool.
Yes, but she's been, of course she was on Babylon 5. She was also on Lost, for those who were fans of that show.
Yeah, a lot more people seem to know her from Lost, but that was, of course, on network TV.
But, did you know that she was in the 1997 Spider-Man cartoon?
No, I did not, actually.
She was the voice of Silver Sable on that cartoon.
Nice.
So, there you go. I mean, geek cred out the wazoo.
Yeah. And she was also on NCIS, but then again, it's NCIS. It's been on for more than a decade, so it's like Law and Order. Everybody's been on.
I've been on NCIS. Come on. No, I mean,
sitting on the TV while NCIS is playing does not count as being on NCIS.
Man, that makes me sad. I'm gonna go sit in the corner and cry right now. So while I do that. Why don't you good people listen to Mira Furlan?
So, all right, John O'Grady, Superhero Speak, and I am here talking with Mira Furlan of, I pronounced that right now?
Yeah, excellent pronunciation. Bravo.
Good. We have a history of really mispronouncing names, no matter how simple. But, so of Babylon 5 fame, but if you take a look through your IMDb page, you've done a lot of independent films?
Yeah. A lot of European. I lived in Europe before I came here.
Yeah, and your accent is not quite the same as the one you had on Babylon 5?
Yeah, I come from the former Yugoslavia, from Croatia.
Okay. And how did you, coming from there then, how did you get into acting?
Right, I got into acting a long time before Babylon 5. I was a very well-known actress in my country.
Oh, okay.
With
what kind of films did you do there? What were you known for?
You can go over the. I can't explain about my life right now, sitting here, and my whole career. Maybe you should have done a little bit of research. But anyway,
we're also famous for not doing research.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
All right.
So you're here with all the fandom.
Right.
Was it fun working on Babylon 5?
Yeah, it was great. It was really nice. It was a great show, well written, beautiful role, good bunch of people. I loved all the actors. We got along well. It was good.
Yeah, and you're sitting here next to Bruce Boxleitner
right.
too, so that
was
must
my
be fun.
dear friend. Right.
Yeah. The writing by J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah.
Was
exquisite. Was really wonderful.
Yeah, and it gave each one of the characters like a lot of leeway to have fun and a lot of good lines too.
Right.
That are pretty memorable.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you? What was like the most fun thing about working on the set?
I think the most fun was to be surrounded by this particular group of people who became my friends, and some of them I miss dearly because they left us.
You joke a lot with them, or practical jokes?
It was a fun set. It was a really relaxed and friendly set.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Well, while you were doing this, did you know that it'd be like? What did it feel like it was going to be as big as it was? I mean, it is. There's a real big cult following for it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a longer discussion. I mean, it came a little bit before. It was before its time, kind of. Because afterwards we see that science fiction became mainstream. Babylon 5 never became mainstream. It was so. The people didn't quite get it, but then it became a cult show, it has a following. So that's very nice.
Were you into science fiction when you saw the script? Or?
No, I mean, I was never into science fiction before, but Babylon 5 got me into that world, and I understood that there is a whole other universe that I didn't know anything about it, living in Europe. This world, the world of science fiction conventions, fandom, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And you were also on Lost, of course.
Uh-huh.
So how did you find the difference between working there and then working on Babylon 5?
Well, it was a whole different thing, and my position was very different in these two shows, and I was coming and going to Lost, I never really felt that I belonged to that show. While, on Babylon 5 I was there all the time, so it was a whole different feeling.
Yeah, we hear that from other casts, like from the Star Trek people and all that. When you read the script for Lost, I mean, what got you into that? Was that like something you wanted to do, or is that just something?
It was a beautiful role. I was very, very excited about my role, and about the quality of the scripts and so on. It appealed to me very much.
And again, a second cult hit for you.
What?
A second cult hit.
Right.
So basically, so you're kind of twice blessed, really.
Right.
Are you like doing anything else?
I was just on a show for 2 years. I've been a recurring character on an Amazon show, on an Amazon TV series called Just Add Magic.
Okay.
And I just came back like a month ago. I came back from Europe, where I did a play. So I sometimes do independent movies in Europe and plays, and want to keep active.
And being on stage is completely different from being in front of the camera.
And from time to time I feel I need it. I need that part of my life.
Was that your first love, being on stage, or?
Well, it started with the stage. I was I did a lot of theater work, and then a lot of TV and a lot of movies in my country. But it's a bigger story.
Yeah, right. I know.
Right.
Someday, maybe.
Someday. Okay.
All right. But all right. Well, so the way we like to end these normally is we like to ask a question.
Okay.
How do you measure success?
That's a good question. I measure it by the amount of happiness, personal happiness that you achieve as a human being. So success is very relative, a very relative notion, you know. And what seems to be success doesn't necessarily has to feel like success, you know. Mm-hmm. It depends on what's on your mind and where your heart is, I would say.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
And the fans, I'm sure, you know, they feel that you're successful in that way. They make them happy, obviously.
I think it's a success to be alive, to stay alive, and to stay sane, you know, because we live in a pretty difficult and scary world. So how to preserve your sanity and your, you know, minimal level of happiness and inspiration, you know, to even get out of bed every morning. That's, I think, if you can manage to do that, you're successful.
Nice.
Right.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you've given us.
Thank you, and all the best to you and to your listeners.
Thank you.
Really, John? Does it really mean I wasn't on the show?
They're there, but I'm much more interested in taking another swig right now.
You know, I set this guy up, and he doesn't swing for the fences. That's all I'm saying, folks. See what I'm working with here.
See, I'm just too nice. If you're going to sit up that easy, I don't want to, you know, completely distract.
That's what. It's too easy. I see. Don't toss to the softballs.
Yeah. Now, going back to Mira Furlan just for a sec, there's a new series that she's on called Just Add Magic. I'm not sure what the network is. It may be on a different network, depending on where you're listening to us from. But you should probably check that out. She's on she was on another series called, and this is in another language, so I have no idea how to pronounce this. Vere I Zavere, I'm thinking.
Sounds good.
Go to IMDb and check it out. But she's got some geek cred too. She was Evelyn O'Dara on Space Command. Let's see what else. Oh, she was in Payday 2. Interesting. So yeah, she's been in quite a bit, and some of them are foreign movies or series, and you'll have to go and check those out. But she's a very nice lady. You know, she's got gravitas. She's got acting chops because, you know, Babylon 5 may have been like, you know, you're just a geek series, but the cast they had is what pulled it through and made it what it is, you know, which is a cult hit.
Right.
And of course, you played very good crazy as Danielle Rousseau in Lost, so you know she's got it. So check out her other stuff.
All right, I think we will. So, what would be the best way to wrap up our coverage on the Great Philadelphia Comic-Con of 2017?
Talking to a bigger comic geek than we are?
Wow. Well, I don't think that's possible, is it?
Yeah, actually, it's very possible. I can think of 3 off the top of my head.
Right. So,
and that's not counting the one we interviewed.
So we sat down with friend of the show, Ariell Johnson. For those who remember, who listened to our episode from the Philly Podcast Festival last year. She is the owner and proprietor of Amalgam Comics in Philadelphia, which is a cool little coffee shop / comic book shop. It's very, you know, it's making a comic book shop a place to hang out again, you know.
And it really is a nice place to hang out because we actually went there and did a live show for the Philadelphia Podcast Festival last year. And we're hoping to do it again this year, maybe, from her place because it's that nice a place. And the muffins are to die for.
It's always about the muffins with you.
Yeah. So just off the top, the address is 2578 Frankfurt Avenue in Philadelphia. You can look it up. It's the Amalgam Comics and Coffee House, because nothing goes better with comics than the jitters.
You should write their slogans for them.
Yeah.
But be warned, people who is listening to this show. So our good friend John almost had his nerd card taken away.
Oh my God. Look, you can't know everything in this world.
You can't know everything, but this is something, if you're a comic book fan, you know about this. You've known about this for years. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just setting it up that he made a royal nerd mistake in this interview. And Ariell did a good job of pulling him out of it and making it seem like it wasn't a mistake, but boy, did I have to call him out on it. So.
Oh, look, you can't, knowing that is like knowing the atomic weight of borium, which is 107 actually, but who cares?
All right, well, how about this? We'll let the people decide after they listen. So, John now goes and cries in the corner over his faux pas. Here is our interview with Ariell Johnson.
Oh, okay. And it was funny because I was like, that's a horrible idea, because it's like nobody is looking for like a multiple man miniseries, and it was so good. I must have been like bored that week, and I bought the first issue, and it was so good, and I was like, Peter David, but you never know what anybody looks like, so when I'm like, is that the Peter David that I'm thinking of? And then his X Factor was like a fantastic book too.
See, I got introduced to him through the Star Wars Extended Universe books. And he's just
all that stuff is now not canon, right?
Yes, no longer canon.
Okay.
Retcon,
that's kind of frustrating. But yeah, that's because I was like, I want to start getting into Star Wars books, and they were like, well, don't read the old stuff because it's not canon anymore. And I was like, oh. So. All
right, so for those who haven't figured it out yet, because we have been recording this whole time, we're here with our favorite comic book shop owner, Ariell Johnson. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you, guys.
So, how's the show been for you this year?
Oh, pretty good. A lot to see. A lot of we are set up in cosplayers alley. So this, I think, is clearly the most fun section of the con. The cosplay is like phenomenal this year. There was somebody cosplayed Officer Hops from Zootopia.
Got that picture.
Yeah, and I flipped out because I love that movie. So it's just like, I was like, this is the best thing ever. So many great things. And there was this great daddy-daughter X-23 and Old Man Logan.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Phenomenal.
Oh, cool. I'll have to look for that and take a picture. So, since you were on our show last, I've noticed you've been on the news. You've gotten a lot more coverage. How has that been?
Busy. I mean, it's really awesome, but at the end of the day, it means more work for me. So, just keeping busy, trying to stay on top of all the requests we're getting, and, people are reaching out because they want to partner with the shop for different events and things like that. So trying to just manage all that to accommodate as many people as possible.
So, and that I was leading into a question, which is, do you feel like, and I'm sure I know the answer to this because I don't think anyone ever thinks about it when they're in the moment, but do you feel like because you're the first African-American woman to open a comic book shop that we know of, you're getting all this coverage, do you feel pressure from that? Do you feel like you have to set an example? Like...
That's an interesting question. I mean, I'm still very much myself. The whole reason that I wanted to do my own thing and open this shop is because I felt like in my everyday work life, I felt like I was cosplaying, like every day be somebody that I wasn't. I do accounting work, so having to look business casual every day and sit at a desk all day, that's just not me.
Right.
So, I like to have colorful hair. I like to wear fun accessories. I like to be me. And so even though the store's gotten press, I feel like we've gotten press for doing what we're doing. So my main focus is to just keep doing it and doing it well. I don't feel any pressure to be somebody I'm not, because I have never been that as far as how I present myself when it comes to the store. That's what the store is to me, but my opportunity to really just be who I am. And I hope everybody feels that way when they come into the shop, that they can just be who they are. And in that, also be respectful to other people. You know, if being who you are means being rude to people, then we don't want that. But you know, respecting other people's right to also be who they are. So
right.
And that's like my focus. That's what I really want. So that's always what I present. And so again, I do want to do things well. And I will say, I do feel like I don't want to disappoint. And I want to do things well, but not to be. I don't ever feel like I need to be something that I'm not.
No, I mean, that's good to hear, and you know, like, I asked, she wasn't on the show, but I met her years ago, Nichelle Nichols, and I asked her a very similar question, like, at the time, did you feel like you were breaking ground? She's like, no, I was an actress in a role, like, it never occurred to me until, you know, after it became big, and people were like, oh, you know, first African-American in a main role in a TV show, and you know, and then when she kissed Shatner, you know, the first biracial kiss, and all, and so he's like, we were just having fun doing a TV show. I was just being me, and that's, you know, it's good to hear, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, because I do think there are people out there who try to be something they're not to bring up their own status.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not that creative, so I can only be me.
So, as the owner of a comic book shop, you probably have a unique point of view of what's going on in the comic book world. So, because you know you're constantly ordering the comic books, figure out what's selling. So, what's the state? What's selling? What's not? Anything new you've seen come down the pike that's interesting?
Yeah, I mean, so it's you know, our store, we really do focus on having a diverse selection of books, and I think people appreciate that and come out for that. So, you know, top sellers in our store, Black Panther. Invincible Iron Man is popular. The New America book, Saga. We can't keep Saga on the shelves. Rat Queens, Lumberjanes, Snot Girl, which is one of my personal favorites.
Wait, Snot Girl?
If you haven't read Snot Girl, you should read it. It's like hilarious. It's like there's this weird mystery happening. Like every issue I read of that book, I become more confused. But I'm like, but I gotta come back because it's just so good. It's entertaining. It's about she's a fashion blogger, so she's like a 20-something, like young 20-something fashion blogger, and it's called Snot Girl because she has really bad allergies. but in the blogger world, everything is about the image. So she has this, you know, basically this facade she's putting on for her viewership, and you know, the fact that she has allergies is like this horrible thing because it's like, no, don't take a picture of me, that kind of stuff. So she goes and gets this like experimental like allergy drug that her doctor gives her, and then weird stuff starts happening. So you're not sure, is like, is it really happening? Is it happening but somebody is orchestrating it? Is she imagining it? It's just like, what's going on? But it's really fun. It's funny. Like, I read that book and I literally like laugh out loud, and I don't read a lot of stuff that really makes me go like I actually burst into laughter. That book, it just tickles me.
It sounds a little bit like the Legion TV show. It's like you're never sure what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I have to like rewatch Legion. I watched it and I was just like, I'm gonna have to rewatch because I like to watch TV and do other work, and that is a show you have to give your full attention to or you will be lost. So, but it's really cool. First Trade it came out. I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. My timeline for when books release start to blur. But yeah, definitely check it out. I love that book.
Okay. So beyond Snot Girl, is there anything else interesting that's come out? Or have you seen anything, like with the Marvel movies coming out? I guess Black Panther's selling because there's a Black Panther movie coming out. So, and
I think people are also excited about Ta-Nehisi Coates writing it. There's excitement around World of Wakanda and also the crew that are Black Panther spinoffs. Okay. The book Black, which is dealing with some very relevant kind of police brutality themes in it. Guan is a popular book, which is an anthology about the immigrant experience. from a collection of different artists and writers. Trying to think. I mean, people are definitely getting excited for the Wonder Woman movie.
I was about to ask.
Power Rangers.
Now that was an interesting one. The movie was good.
I actually haven't had a chance to see it yet. Because I've seen Logan multiple times, so that's why every time I'm at the movies is to see Logan, which was phenomenal.
It was.
But yeah, so I expect after that, probably X-23 sales. Well, she's the new Wolverine, so the Wolverine books will go up, and the Old Man Logan stuff, as people really get interested in that story.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else. All right. So you started the store how many years ago now?
Just over a year. So it's been a year and about 4 months.
All right.
Yeah, so we're still new. We're babies still.
And you're still selling cookies and...
Still selling cookies, and our most popular baked good is our banana bread. We do a banana walnut, banana chocolate chip, and a vegan banana. We have people who are like, where's the banana bread when we're out of it. We also do our version of Rice Krispie treats that are all named after fusions from Steven Universe.
Oh, nice.
So we do a Cocoa Pebbles one, a Fruity Pebbles one, a plain one, and then we do one with Oreo cookies, which is so crazy good. It's like calories, yes, but it is delicious and worth every one.
Do you get a free one if you sing the Giant Woman song?
No one's ever asked me that, but sure. Yeah, I can do that. I would like to see that happen.
I'm glad it's going well. Anything upcoming that you're going to be doing at the store? Like, I know you do games and.
Yeah, so we do. We have game nights on Thursdays from 5 to 8, where we set up our screen, and we have a console game that we play, and we rotate that weekly, so it'll be a different system, a different game, and we have board games for people to borrow, or they can bring their own. We encourage Magic groups, D&D groups to come out and play. We have a D&D group that meets regularly on Sundays. Walking Dead just wrapped, but we screen that in the shop for new episodes.
Nice.
So, season finale was last week, so now we're on a break, but we'll be back with that. Of course, Free Comic Book Day is coming up, so we're getting ready for that.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah.
On the first Saturday of the month.
Look at me. I don't know.
Every May. The first Saturday, first Saturday of the month. First Saturday in May every year, stores get free books to give out to customers, so you can just come in. Normally stores will have a max, so you don't have one person clearing out everything, but you can come up, pick up free books. Usually stores will have other things going on, like maybe face painting or signing, or vendors. We're going to have additional vendors in the shop, like local people, so that a Free Comic Book Day is a reason for people to come out, and so we want to use that day as a way to kind of give coverage to other creators, like independent creators who are doing awesome work, for people to be familiar with them. So yeah, it's a national thing. Most comic book stores do it. I, to my knowledge, don't know any store that doesn't do it. So you can even hit multiple stores and see what people are doing all over the city.
Any snacks? Snack.
I don't think so. It's a lot this year, and we ordered a lot of some of everything. So I'm actually not 100% sure about that. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to take away John's nerd card, because they've been doing Free Comic Book Day for years now, and this might be the last episode he's ever on.
Oh no!
All right, so we're gonna wrap up with our usual question. We did ask you this when you were on before, but your answer may have changed since then.
Okay.
How do you measure success?
Oh man, I measure it just by the positive impact you've had on the people around you. Like when I get people in the store who are just so excited that the store exists, and they feel like they now have a place where they feel comfortable, and again, they can just be who they are. Like that is success to me. Like it's not, money. We all need money to live. That is like the reality of, of the world we live in. But that's not the most important thing. It's like, yes, I do need to be able to pay rent, but I really want to make a positive impact. And so I feel like if I'm doing that, I can call the store and everything else a success.
And where's the store located?
We are located at 2578 Frankfurt Avenue. That is in the Kensington section of Philadelphia. Easily accessible on public transportation.
Yes, I take the L there. So.
Yes, the L. We get off at the Huntington stop. We're like a couple blocks away.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Happy to speak to you.
Free Comic Book Day, John. Free Comic Book Day. It's been around for years. Since before I knew you, I was going to Free Comic Book Day.
Well, you haven't really known me that long, and I have no excuse. I really don't. I have no excuse whatsoever. We described it in the interview what Comic Book Day was. So listen to the interview. Hopefully you did, because you've gotten to this.
Yes.
And go get your comics on that day, on which you can get free comics. For free.
You don't even remember what day it is. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Internet, save my bacon.
It's in May, and it's on a Saturday.
So it's next to Christmas?
Saturdays, people. Don't forget to go to your local comic book shop if you haven't been there in a while and get your free comics. Check out what they've got. All's going on. And yes, I don't know, John. I don't know what to do with you.
It was fun. The convention was great. That's the most celebrities or stars or whatever they like to be called. I'm not even sure. Great actors, actresses.
Grandmasters.
That was, hey, yeah, almighty godheads, but whatever. That's the most I've met personally, and I'm glad to say that the more celebrities I meet, the more I'm finding out that they are A, normal people, and B, really nice people. So it's a good thing. I've yet to meet one celebrity that made me feel like they did not want to be there and did not like the attention, but were there for just the money. Now I know you've met one
or two,
okay,
but really one,
but
yeah,
but really one, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's great, and I can't wait for the next convention. We'll see who I can get next. It's this Philly Comic-Con. It's easy to get to talk to the celebrities, because when you go to something like WizardCon or New York Comic-Con,
right,
those things are so structured that if you walk by the booths with a camera, security comes and slide tackles you.
Yes.
And I actually had that happen once when I was taking a picture of one of the doctors, which was, I think it was Matt Smith. I was literally like maybe 150 feet away, and they still came over to grab me. And that was at the New York Comic-Con. WizardCon is mostly the same. But the Philly Comic-Con, it's still a medium-sized con, but it's growing. Hopefully it doesn't grow like that way, but they're more congenial. They're more, how do you want to say? It's more intimate, with the good connotations of that. It's just more like you're a bunch of friends getting together and celebrating comics and geek stuff. And it doesn't feel like it's run by a big corporation that's only there to protect their cash flow.
Right. I don't really know the people that are running it, but we've talked to a lot of artists and creators there, and they've all kind of said the same thing, is that they're trying to keep it the feel of a comic con. It's not a pop culture con. It's not an overblown celebrity fest. It's a comic con, and the few celebrities they have there, they're not trying to get, Chris Hemsworth and Tony Stark there. I can't think of his name. Robert Downey Jr. if they got them, great, but they're more interested in just having a few celebrities to attract people, but really make it about the comics anyway. So, and I think it works, and it's a great little con.
Well, it definitely. I mean, like the people we've interviewed there, and besides, Marina Sirtis, Bruce Boxleitner, Mira Furlan, there was LeVar Burton and what's his name? Flash.
John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah, John Wesley Shipp. Now, I didn't get to talk to them because their lines were always long.
Yes.
And they weren't there early, so I didn't get a chance to catch them when they were, not busy.
You would try to go over to talk to John Wesley Shipp, and he would just disappear in a flash.
Yeah. Yeah, and there were at least like 10 Power Rangers there.
Yeah.
And some wrestlers and a lot of voice actors, a lot of good voice actors too, which I wish I had had time to get to. But the thing is that, I mean, this convention is not a slouch. They've got some real star power there. Even if they're not going for them, people are coming to there. And, it's not set up to make you feel like you're going to be shoved into a machine and spat out, in 5 seconds. You get a chance to talk a little bit with these guys, and it's wonderful.
Yes, but I like being spat out of a machine. It's kind of fun. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I did that at WizardCon with what was her name? Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Haley Atwell. And literally I got maybe 5 seconds to talk to her between the signing and the picture, the photo op. And that's not fun.
No, not at all.
But anyway,
life.
Yeah.
All right.
What we're saying is go to the Philly Comic-Con. It's awesome. The place deserves your patronage, and you'll have a great time.
Yes, definitely. So we'll definitely cover it again next year. I'm sure, though, before you know it, we'll have more con coverage from another con soon. Haven't totally figured that one out yet. But it's coming. Don't worry. We got ideas and plans and things going on. But yeah, and as we like to say in this business, or as like we say on this podcast, don't let your cape get caught in the door. Have a good week.
Are you strong enough to stop a stupid movie rumor?
Are you more powerful than a bad comic book event?
Are you able to waste hours of time asking stupid questions to people who have got absolutely nothing better to do?
Then join the conversation by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, Slack, and other social media platforms.
And help us get our capes from getting stuck in the door by becoming an official Patreon patron.
And if you just want more content from us, don't forget to check out our website where we post way more than we can discuss here.
So what are you waiting for? When you join our fight, everyone wins.